So one of my biggest questions that I get when I talk about my ancient Egyptian dogs that I did my thesis on is, have there been dogs found buried with their humans? And it's very hard to judge whether or not these dogs were the pets or they were the owners of these dogs. But this one from University of Pennsylvania's museum has the highest likelihood, I think, of a lot of the ones that I found. So let's look at dog number 484, and he's right there at the end of that mummy. This small bundle was found at the feet of a mummy named Hapimen in a tomb in Abydos that was excavated by the Egypt Exploration Fund in 1902. I couldn't find much about the original excavation, but it appears that the mummy and the dog came to the UPenn Museum in the Division of Finds from that excavation, meaning that Pennsylvania University must have had some way or involvement with the Egypt Exploration Fund and that excavation. They date to around the 30th dynasty in the late period, approximately 381 to 343 BCE. Both the human and dog mummy were CT scanned and x-rayed in 2009, leaving some amazing results. The scans show that Hapimen was probably around the age of 40 when he died, and he had numerous amulets like the wedget eye, scarab beetle, and scarab heart, and the goddess Isis figurine somewhere deep within his wrappings. There are also an impressive amount of pins in the back of his neck, possibly indicating that he had some sort of neck injury. One of the things the ancient Egyptians would do is that if there was an injury at death, they would try to heal it or repair it so that when the person goes to the afterlife, they will be whole again. Because of how small the bundle was, UPenn Museum curators lovingly call the dog Happy Puppy. The scans indicate that there is a small dog skull and a body, but it's not really clear if this was a young puppy or just a small older dog. I wish that UPenn unfortunately gave a little bit more information on their website, especially about the discoveries from the CT scans and where the mummies were actually found. Without the extra context, it's hard to say if this was really Hapimen's pet dog or not just a sacrificial animal for, say, the god Anubis. Because it's coming from the 30th dynasty, I'm really cautious to kind of call this a pet and owner situation. Unfortunately, a lot of dog/jackal mummies are being made during this time period going into the Ptolemaic period for sacrifices for the god Anubis or for the god Wepwawet. And not all the time they are buried with mummies, but with no context in how this mummy is associated with the dog mummy, I can't tell if it's just placed somewhere in his tomb or if it was in the sarcophagus with him. That would have told me more and really would have helped kind of solidify the potential relationship between these two. But I do like to try to think that maybe Hapimen wanted his dog to play with him in the afterlife. So what do you guys think?